I would actually expand that to include another category, which is cloud cost savings. The way you can think about all three of them is really, the level of granularity that you get into for the decision making, as well as, the scope of what's actually being evaluated. So if you think about cloud cost savings, it's really how do we just take costs out of what we're spending in the cloud today. If we talk about optimization, it's more around how do we correctly use the resources that we have to perhaps actually spend less for the same resources. And when you're thinking about FinOps, it's actually expanding that even more to actually include visibility into how you're actually using the cloud, and also not just optimizing, but also monetizing your cloud costs. If I was to use an analogy, it's like, if you're spending too much on coffee, for example, right? Cost savings is going to be more of saying we're not going to spend anything on coffee anymore. The cost optimization is more of let's actually move from buying a large to buying a medium because that's how much we're drinking anyways. Actually using FinOps is the equivalent of having a sleep tracker on and being able to say, actually what we might need is more sleep, right? It might not be the cost of the coffee that's actually the issue in the first place. What do you think, Rob?
No, spot on, Anay. One of the things I would like to add is that we are seeing some traction in the marketplace around clients thinking and providers in particularly pushing the topic around how Gen AI can generate savings. And that's being advertised in such a form that it's becoming enticing to our client base. So, but I'm still in the world that Gen AI has got a long ways to go. And we're kind of good in the data analytics space, but not so much can we really generate costs in operations. So for me, if you're flying blind, right? So if you don't take the opportunity to understand and measure what's going on, then you're flying blind and you're spending money that you really don't fully appreciate where it's going to, and are you getting high value out of it? Clients really expect high value propositions today from their services and capabilities. And quite frankly, that's one of the things they come to us for all the time, is ask for our industry research and data to help them understand where do they stand in the marketplace and where do they stand relative to how they're leveraging and getting value propositions out of their service providers. Anay, any thoughts on that?
I would totally agree. I think one of the biggest things that came out of 23 belt tightening is that organizations are so much more intentional in what they're spending. And a big part of that intention is let's figure out what that return on investment actually is, right? And that's what is actually at stake is, it's not just belt tightening anymore. It's where can we actually drive value in our organizations today?
Right.